Here's how you're going to run that combination on the heavy bag to get better at boxing. And it's Canelo's combination, specifically what he dropped Liam Smith with in the 9th round. It was a stoppage, it wasn't a knockout, but it's considered a knockout on his record, but it happened from a liver shot. So we showed you how to do it in the film, showed you how to do it on the mitts. Now this is how we do it on the heavy bag. We're just going to get right into the action as far as where we tap to the head, then we go ahead and get to the body, and then we go ahead and get out. So if you notice, tap to the head, body, and then we go ahead and get back out. And we could just run that combination back and forth to get better at it, understanding what we're aiming at. Now, when we're using this on the heavy bag, we want to treat this like fighting as much as possible. Get in there, throw the shots off, and go ahead and get out. Now, from an area emphasis, if we're breaking this down throughout the week, we can use one combination and focus on 3 different things to get better at boxing, because you need to break them down. So for me and my system, we focus on hands one day, we focus on feet one day, and we focus on our head movement one day. If we want to get better at this combination to really focus on hands, I need to be worrying about my passive hand, which is my hand that's not punching. I want to make sure that's in a good place. Touch, touch, get the hands back to protect myself after I'm done punching, because I'm most vulnerable as I punch and when I'm done punching, and even before from a setup standpoint. So I can just focus one day, throw on the same combination, which is Canelo's combination that he dropped Liam Smith with, and we can focus on what we're doing with our hands each time. Making sure everything's perfect, slowing down, not worried about our head, not worried about our feet, just focusing on our hand position and potentially where our opponent's hand position is as we move their hands and have their elbows to come up, so we can go ahead and find a pace to go ahead and block that liver, making sure that offhand's in a good place, and just running the combination there. Now, the next day, if we're focusing on what our head movement is, we need to pay attention to where our head is and making sure that it stays on this side of the line as we're shooting those shots. So if you notice here, I shoot that shot, I make sure my head is over there. Now, afterwards, off of Canelo's exit, he did shuffle forward afterwards. So for us, we could drop our head down again, maybe roll under to change positions, and then go ahead and get back out. But you're focusing on what you're doing with your head, same combination once again, and this is the way that you can get better at it, making sure that that head is in a good place. Then you go ahead and get out. Then you go ahead and get out. So that's what you would do if you're doing it, to pay attention to your head movement. Now let's talk about the footwork. If you notice here, there was a step that happened and then a shuffle to go ahead and get out as well. Combination stays the same. We're just focusing on what we're doing with our feet this time. Making sure our footwork's good as we get in, as we go ahead and get out. Maybe take some half steps before. But same combination that we're running to get our opponent out of there with that lever shot that we're setting up. But we're paying attention to what we're doing with our feet each time. Making sure that that's another area of emphasis for us to go ahead and get better at boxing. Because the combination includes what you're doing with your feet, what you're doing with your hands, and what you're doing with your head. In order to get better at those things, you need to have intentions pure, focus on one thing at a time. That's why I split it up between 3 days twice. And then now, once you get really good at that combination, it's just move to your subconscious. So you could just focus on looking at your opponent and setting up that shot without having to worry about how you're doing it as you're fighting. But that's how you get Canelo's combination that he dropped Liam Smith with in the 9th round, getting better at it on the heavy bag. Showed you what a breakdown was it from a film standpoint. Had one of my fighters, Frankie, teach you on the mitts, and this is how you do it on the heavy bag. Once again, keep those intentions pure. Once again, ask me questions. That's what I make videos on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.